Strategy just raised more than $2 billion. And here is the weird part. The world's largest corporate Bitcoin holder did not buy a single Bitcoin with it. At least, not yet. Strategy sold more than 18 million shares of MSTR last week, raising roughly $2.01 billion. Its Bitcoin holdings stayed completely unchanged at 840,447 BTC. So where did all that money go? I'll get to the biggest part in a second, because what Strategy is doing actually fits into a much larger story happening around Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is no longer just about companies accumulating BTC and locking it away. Developers are also trying to build an entire financial ecosystem around it. And one early-stage project I've been watching in that space is Bitcoin Hyper. Bitcoin Hyper is developing a Bitcoin Layer 2 powered by Solana virtual machine technology. The goal is to give Bitcoin something its base layer was never really designed for: fast transactions, lower costs, decentralized finance, staking, and programmable applications. Basically, it is betting that Bitcoin's next chapter is not just people holding BTC, but actually doing more with it. Bitcoin Hyper is still in pre-sale, and its entry price moves higher through scheduled pre-sale stages as the sale progresses. That obviously does not guarantee the token will increase after launch, but for people specifically hunting for earlier stage Bitcoin ecosystem projects, I think it is one worth researching while it is still this early. The Bitcoin hyperlink is in the description. Now back to that $2 billion Strategy just raised. Most of it went somewhere completely new. Strategy created a separate liquidity pool called USD Cash, and it already holds approximately $1.59 billion. Unlike Strategy's existing cash reserve, this new pool is much more flexible. The company says it can use the money to buy Bitcoin, but it can also use it to repurchase shares, pay debt, fund preferred stock obligations, or respond quickly when markets create an opportunity. In other words, Strategy just built itself a giant pile of dry powder. And that is what makes this interesting. The company has not purchased Bitcoin since June, but now it has a new billion-dollar-plus cash pool sitting ready at a time when Bitcoin has recovered back towards Strategy's average purchase price. Strategy paid an average of roughly $75,400 for its current Bitcoin stack. With BTC recently trading around the high $70,000 range, that enormous position has moved back into profit on paper. Just 1 week earlier, when Bitcoin was near $63,000, Strategy was almost $10 billion underwater. That is a massive change in a very short period of time. Strategy also added another $300 million to its existing US dollar reserve, bringing that pool to roughly $5.1 billion. Combined with the new USD Cash account, the company now has approximately $6.7 billion in designated cash liquidity. That gives Michael Saylor's company a lot more flexibility if Bitcoin suddenly dips, or if Strategy sees another opportunity to accumulate. And if you are managing Bitcoin or exploring newer crypto projects yourself, Best Wallet is another tool worth checking out. Best Wallet is a non-custodial, multi-chain wallet that lets you buy, store, send, and swap supported cryptocurrencies from one app. It is especially useful if you are jumping between established assets and newer projects like Bitcoin Hyper, because it cuts down on constantly switching between different wallets and platforms. It also includes biometric security, two-factor authentication, anti-fraud protections, and cross-chain swapping while keeping you in control of your assets. The Best Wallet link is also in the description. So did Strategy just raise $2 billion to buy more Bitcoin? Not exactly. But it did create a new $1.59 billion pool that can be deployed into Bitcoin when management thinks the timing makes sense. And with 840,000 Bitcoin already on the balance sheet, Saylor now has even more ammunition ready for whatever comes next. As always, this is not financial advice. Bitcoin Hyper is an early-stage pre-sale with substantial risk, so always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose.